Hi, this is Julie. I haven't been doing many eBay update videos. I do work another job that helps pay the bills and brings in the benefits, so I don't have as much time as I would like to dedicate to my reselling, and I haven't done any videos lately other than showing the things that I picked up for my Zibbet store and reselling on eBay. So I thought I'd come on and share a little with you because I have been taught to whom much is given, much is required. So I want to give back, and YouTube has been wonderful for this reselling journey that I'm on. And I made a sale lately, and I thought, when other resellers do BOLO, be on the lookout for certain items, I thought I would talk about sheets. Now, I've always loved textiles. I can go to like Joann's and just touch all the fabric, and scrapbooking paper, I just love touching it. I have to feel it. I remember sitting in my grandma's sewing room and just touching all her wonderful fabric and folding it and refolding and just kind of like playing with it. So I enjoy that. And for when I go for thrift stores, I never thought much about linen other than looking for like crocheted tablecloths or bedspreads to cut them up to sell the doilies in my Zibbet store, or tablecloths or whatnot for the lace trim on them. But one day someone on YouTube mentioned vintage sheets and that they could sell well. So the next time I went thrifting, I went to the sheets. I had never really looked at the sheets other than for any kind of lace or trim on them, and I really started to look at them. And my husband was with me that day, and he said, "What are you doing looking through sheets?" I mean, you think about, how many of them have been washed before they were donated, and, people's bodies and skin cells shedding. But I put that all aside, and I said, I'm looking for vintage bed sheets. So not only was I looking for bed sheets, I was looking for old ones. And I have come on a little journey of learning what sells, and just because it's an old child type sheet, it doesn't necessarily sell. I have a beautiful Cabbage Patch doll bed sheet that's bright colors. I can't give the thing away. And I thought, Cabbage Patch. I've sold Cabbage Patch dolls. I assumed they would sell well, so that's not always the case. But one thing I have found, that some of the fairly old Mickey Mouse sheets sell. And not all Mickey Mouse sheets, and you have to be careful about the ones that are out that are fairly recent and that maybe a reseller has bought up a bunch of them and they're selling them for relatively cheaply. You have to look for the old vintage rare ones. And I've learned about 100% cotton and the different blends, the feel. I can look at some sheets just by the look and feel, and I can tell you the brand. And I've even learned, like with Laura Ashley, the different style names of the different patterns. So I'm learning about different things like that. And a while ago I found a Mickey and Minnie vintage bed sheet that had hearts on it and stuff, and I looked it up, and they were routinely going for $50. So a twin flat bed sheet I put it on auction because I wasn't sure quite where to price it, and I sold it for $41. And what I love about sheets, sometimes, especially the better quality ones, usually weigh in at a little over a pound. So I can't send it first class, but I love the padded flat rate envelopes. So that costs me $5.90 with my discount, and it's just a nice padded waterproof way to send them, because oftentimes if you even calculate the shipping, it'll be a little bit more than $5.90, so it's an easy way to ship. They fold up. I have been able to put a full king size set of sheets and pillowcase in a flat rate padded envelope. You just have to have two people. You have to wrap tightly and firmly, but it can work. So anyway, so I also, let's see, I have my notes here. I also have gotten into curtains. Waverly is a good brand. Laura Ashley is a good brand. And again, I can tell by, usually by feeling the curtain valances mainly is what I sell, that their quality, and oftentimes Waverly is 100% cotton. And when I take pictures, I actually have a setup where I put it on a curtain rod, and if it's meant to be gathered, I gather it. Many times you see pictures of the curtains or valances laying on the floor, which I also take pictures of those, but to see it actually hung and how it will look hung is very important. And looking at sheets and curtains and tablecloths and that kind of thing, you have to look for flaws. Sometimes people are willing to overlook those flaws, but for the most part, I just don't even, I pass by. I was looking at one sheet that was routinely going for $25, $30, but it had a flaw, and I just decided I'm not going to deal with it, because people, as some resellers say, the buyers don't always read the description, and I don't want them to be unhappy. You want to check for pilling. You don't want any pilling, stains. You have to decide if you want to deal with stains, which brings me to another point. This product, now I'm not connected to this product in any way, but I had heard that you put a little of the OxiClean in warm water and it can take stains out. Well, I had a different item. It was actually like, it was like a Barbie doll, but it wasn't Barbie, and it was Marilyn Monroe, and she had on a white kind of silky looking dress, and it was filthy. And I only found it for $2, and I know Marilyn Monroe is popular, so I figured it was worth the pickup. And I had contemplated maybe trying to clean up like the surface skin and selling it that way and letting the buyer clean it up. But I decided, you know, $2, I will try. So I just made up this solution of OxiClean, and I laid her in a bucket of the water, and literally within 30 seconds it started whitening up. This thing looked like someone had played with it in the mud. It was filthy, and like, I let it set for 5 minutes. That thing came out almost perfect. I was taking Q-tips to get the little dirt out of her eyes and her fingernails. It was fabulous. So since then I have used that solution to spot clean sheets with a fair amount of success. Of course, you want to be careful, you know, colors may bleed and different things like that, but I've had pretty good time with that. And if stains don't come out, always make good pictures. I always put a penny next to the stain so people can get an idea of the size of the stain. So and also it doesn't have to be name brand curtains. No, it can just be interesting subject matter. These are kind of like a tapestry valance of horses, which horses are popular. I have sold a couple curtains, curtains that look like they've been handmade, but one was kind of a Asian theme with the pagodas and different images that you would see in Asian countries. And I also found one that looked like it was handmade, but the fabric was old vintage, and it showed men in different sports in the dress of, like, say, the 20s and earlier. And so they don't necessarily have to be name brand, but quality and a good subject matter. And also, it doesn't, for sheets, people like the vintage sheets that are in the package. I guess vintage sheets like this are better quality. And look at that image of mother and daughter. So cute. So these do well, and people, you know, buy up extra sheets when they're on sale. They put them in their closet. Never took them out. So, so back back to my sheet of the hour. So recently, now I've kind of had a love-hate relationship basically with sheets. I've done real well, and then I've gotten kind of excited about the different ones that sell, and then like I said, the Cabbage Patch, why that won't sell. It's in perfect condition, it's so cute, but for whatever reason it hasn't sold. I went and, you know, I'm a smartphone addict to look things up, and I came across a Mickey Mouse one, which always piques my interest, and sometimes they have the date on it, sometimes they don't. Some of the older ones don't even say Disney, they might be from the company Springs, so you just have to kind of check it out. And I'm not sure, the one that I just sold, I'm not sure if it's how old it is actually, but I looked it up. There were none currently listed. So I looked at the solds, and there were 2 solds, and they both sold for about $75. So I just decided to list it for $75. When I list a price, after a while, if it doesn't seem to be getting many views or watchers, I might put best offer. But something like this, I just decided to start with a buy it now. So I put it up for $75, and about 10:30 one evening, and by midnight it had sold. So here it is. It is a Mickey Mini Dinosaur, and you know, if we could tell what people are going to go after, we, all us resellers, would be very, very well off. I don't know if you can kind of tell. It's just a cute, here's Mickey sleeping on a dinosaur. So anyway, I gotta get this sheet shipped off, and again, it is just a little over 1 pound, and I like, you know, especially at $75, I like to send that priority, so I'll just wrap it up really nicely. I put it in another bag. It's a clear, kind of like a poly bag, but it's a clear bag with the with their receipt, their invoice, and put it in the flat rate padded mail envelope, and off it goes. So I just thought I'd come by and share a little bit of what I've been learning. I'll try to do a sales update video soon, and oh, by the way, my beautiful Marilyn doll, she sold for $50 last week. So, how exciting. So thanks so much for stopping by, and have a great week. Bye.